know like DTS is going to try to go do it that way. So that might explain the early Earthshaker and Puck picks, because you don't see that very often.
Actually, the pushing team is being pushed against right now, 20 minutes into this game. Actually, I'm fairly enjoying the recent Dota trend. We haven't been seeing out those epic 67-minute games. Yes, we do see them once in a while. You just casted one. But yeah, I'm fairly enjoying the the 40 minutes game. It allows us to catch a breath sometimes. It allows us to bring you that early game pick analysis, because we would definitely not do it if it's an 80-minute game.
Yes, except for that game.
Windrunner is going to get picked off, and this tower is going to go down again. Sorry, I cut you in, Jack. You were
No, it's okay. Yeah, Windrunner definitely got picked off there. Tower will definitely go down to scored. So yes, the non-pushing team, the turtling team, the other team is now pushing the pushing team. So Shadow Fiend even getting his Yasha. So 20 minutes, that Yaphets showing what he's made of. And again, Incense just laying down his wards. I mean, he could be called Ward Mother right now, like as Brood Mother style. Like he has more wards than Brood Mother Spiderlings. It's crazy. It's absolutely epic.
That is true. But Rasta says I'm War Papa if you're War Mama. He's throwing down a whole bunch of wards as well. But actually dropping those wards kind of as a defensive nature, Nirvana China could just stay back and wait for those wards to go down, or more likely he's going to push another time. There's really no need to force anything right now. There's such a huge advantage. 2-12 is in the favor of Nirvana China. I think across the farm, Yaphets at 148, so that's way more than anyone else even has. So that's good.
That is good. Puck even completing his Blink Dagger, which of course signals another awesome initiator. Even though Earthshaker did not go there, Earthshaker opting for the Arcane Boots again, which I noticed in the previous game too, and I commented on this as well. I still see the Soul Ring more than the Arcane Boots, and I don't know why, but yeah, I'm glad to see Earthshaker is moving on to Arcane Boots over Soul Ring. I think it is the better choice.
I think the Arcane Boots is more or less for that silencer. I mean, if you get into an uphill battle, like if that silencer just silencer might be in trouble, takes a Gale here and takes another slow, and he is going to go down to that Luminous screen, I think. Yeah, if silencer, curse all 5 of you guys, that Mana Boot is going to help out a lot.
Yes, yes, actually, yeah, now that you mention it, definitely. It's like before, when there were no Mana Boots, and even earlier, I guess, pushing teams would need an Arcane Ring. So now that there's Arcane Boots, why not use it? And wow, Scourge making a strong push, killing Dandy before he can lay down his wards. Veno's ult hitting almost everyone, but getting ulted by Windrunner. Oh man, Necrolite wasting his ult on Windrunner. Yeah, I believe that was. I mean, Venomancer and Yaphets running around and killing everyone. So Earthshaker did not see that. Owned Windrunner. And
look at the item. Yaphets just picked up Sage and Yasha.
Wow.
Generally likes to do this when they're in such a good winning thing. And Sage and Yasha it's not really a joke item. It's definitely a very good mid game item. Generally we dislike it. We think it's bad because it's just a mid game item. It doesn't transition into late game very well. But for a 20-minute, 25-minute, 30-minute game, Sage and Yasha is definitely a very strong item, and this is not a joke item, at least not to me.
Yeah, definitely. I agree with what you're saying. Like, normally we would call him a noob for not getting Sanjin Yasha over, Manta. Yes, Manta. That is the word. And wow, okay, just gonna say art style flying in, getting owned. And Rasta coming in, might get owned, but this time he laid down his ult beforehand. Dread running away. Nope. Not gonna happen.
Yeah, and I mean, those Rasta wards, I think they were just about to back, but once they saw the Rasta ward, they were back, and then someone teleported in. I think it was art style, and then that just transitioned to a losing team fight. My God, these guys are just getting rolled.
Yes.
Doing so well in WDC, but I think they might be out right now.
Yes, this is their last game. This is the match point for this round, for this semifinal, and it's a shame that they would get stomped this bad if this was their final match, which it's looking like it is. But yeah, last time we saw them get stomped this bad was definitely in WDC, or maybe the last game you just watched, which I'll have to go enjoy later. And yeah, 24 minutes, Raxed mid, Sentinel team at no levels. Silencer being the fail hero pick that, you know, I just for some reason just think he is. I like the Silencer pick, and sometimes, most of the time, even if he's a good pick in the circumstances, he ends up being just under-leveled, under-farmed, and just bad. What? And look, Venos solo Roshan. Yeah.
I remember I was watching one of your commentary, and you totally just went jizz on this Venom who was anciently and doing pulls and stuff.
I love that. I mean, cause it's awesome. He stacked ancient camps. He cleared them with wards, and he was like caught up in level like with everyone, yet taking away 0 farm away from anyone else, and just, you know, popping out whenever he needs to, whenever he has an ult. Kind of reminds me of old style Tide Hunter. You know, pop out when you have ult, run into the jungle when you don't. Yeah.
With this another Aegis on Yaphets, I mean, so far we do see the tower count is so heavily in favor of this Scourge team. Sentinel does still retain all the towers on their top lane, so, but I think just on the potential of the heroes alone, I think they're really outmatched. I'm not exactly too sure what they're trying to do at this point. Maybe they're trying to get a gank off and then go into a push, but even so, I don't think it's gonna work out.
Yeah, because even though they're a good pushing team, their main pusher is Rasta, which, like Death Prophet, like for me it's like a 1 tower pusher. Like you cast your ult, you take that tower really fast, and then like you walk up to the next tower and it's slow again. So not one of those solid pushers. Definitely good. Like, but I would prefer Pugnut, though he got banned. And yeah, so even right now if they wipe it, I would see them taking mid tier 1 tower, no problem, without anything, and then using it all on the tier 2 tower, but no way are they going to go up to the ramp. And
yeah, definitely not.
They're just, you know, creeping now and letting Scourge push top. Do you think they've given up?
I guess so. I mean, it's too big of, it's 2-20 for God's sake.
Yeah,
I think that's a little bit too much. It's actually really a shame because DTS was talking about after that eHome game, they had even more, you know, unexpected strat for the other Chinese teams, and I was really looking forward to those strats after seeing that great eHome versus DTS game. But it's quite unfortunate. I haven't seen them do anything too extraordinary for any of the other Chinese teams, so I'm not too sure whether that was talk or maybe some of the key heroes was banned. Not too sure, but
yeah, definitely.
Nirvana China has no resistance.
Yeah, right now they have no resistance. I guess a final team fight may break out here. But yeah, just look, nice Dream Coil while getting all 4 people. Earthshaker's ult with the blink, wow. And then Nevermore's ult, just owning every single person. And that was a wipe right there. GG, well played, calls DTS. And wow, what a fast game, and nicely executed. Even for just a final team fight, nicely executed by Nirvana, definitely. And yes, back to the DTS in general. Sorry, unless you have any last comments on that team fight.
I mean, don't let this game judge on how DTS performed. Don't say, you know, DTS was a fluke that they beat eHome. They definitely performed very well in WDC. To be honest, a lot better than what I even expected them to do. When I first saw the group stage of, you know, WDC, I seeing eHome and DTS in the same group, I was like, dude, eHome's got this.
Yeah.
eHome not even making out the group, and that was the biggest shocker to me.
It was huge. So, it was actually huge. Yeah, it was,
I mean,
insane.
It's safe to say that we're both very big Chinese fanboys, right? When it comes to Dota. It's like,
and
I cried a little bit that day.
You know, my argument for that is always like, you know, they have the skill right now, and why not? Like, we should, not why not, but definitely they're Chinese. They have the skill. They're playing the awesome matches. So yeah, definitely favorites right now to win like any tournament. Like SMM coming up, like who's going to be the champ? If you ask me, it's going to be a Chinese team.
Well, yeah, I mean, DTS is also probably going to go to that. I think the interview said they were going to go 50-50, but if DTS is not going to go, it's not really a big legit tournament because DTS is probably
the best in Europe.
Arguably say the best team in the world, one of the best teams in the world.
And definitely.
So I mean, this is a very, I guess, a bad performance to depict that, but DTS is such a good team, and hopefully we could see more of them and more games from them in the future.
Yeah, and I like how the Dota world is merging. Like we don't talk about Europe scene, Asian scene anymore. Right now it's just the Dota scene, and DTS is definitely standing strong in it. like if we want to talk about the Euro scene right now, the DTS is also the only team to talk about. So
No other team is really worth mentioning.
even though just I hate that though. I hate how MYM is not coming like rising above, because they have the same solid team composition as Chinese teams, you know, as in the solid roster, and just not performing.
Well, it's also a shame that, because I think if Melk went to WDC, they might have performed a little bit better. Also, another team that was missing from WDC was NWO. I think they could have done, you know, pretty well as well. So it's quite unfortunate.
Quite
Actually,
unfortunate.
what was your thought was on those Chinese college teams, which just got thoroughly trashed? There was a 0-3 for every Chinese college team. Do you think it was a little bit of a shame to kind of even let them have a spot in such a big tournament, or do you think it's kind of a good move to foster young teams from, I guess, an earlier age to let them get better exposure to the competitive scene? What do you think on that?
I guess it's a good exposure to the scene. We don't, like, as viewers, we don't really need to see them get stomped, as we can just see any game that these pro teams play against pubs, because the difference is there. You would think like maybe just a university team will rise up against these pro players and win a few matches. That's just not going to happen. Dota is a game, but like takes equal amount of practice as anything else, and these teams have been showing it. I mean, Chinese teams are showing it. They're like getting paid to play this all day long, and actually I still think that's the main reason they're owning. Talent is like something you can come around a lot. Lots of talent, lots of players have lots of talent, but the players that really shine are the ones that put in the effort as well, which is what we're seeing Chinese teams do. Yeah,
and kind of to add to that, I think also Chinese team are better. Not just it's based on purely skill, but also based on how often or how long they stay together as a team. And I mean, Chinese team never really changed roster. Like even when we saw what the Darkwing player Nv Cherry Hi, I'm pretty sure it's Banana, because Banana's always with them. And if you look at DTS, they haven't had a roster change for at least a year or so now. And that's why Jack has brought up that point about MYM doing unexpectedly poor, because they have a very stable roster as well. But outside of China, and I guess outside of Southern Asia, a lot of your team just like do musical chairs with their lineup. And I don't think that would produce very good result. So
it is not working, and that has cost us some of our favorite players to just not be our favorite players anymore. Like Loda, like Misery. What are they doing? Not doing much.
Misery's at MYM now, I think. Right?
Yeah, Misery's at MYM. Yes, the Slayer goes to the team he used to slay. So have yet to see.
God knows how long that'll last.
Yeah. Well, I guess that's MYM. It's not, even if he leaves, MYM still going to be a solid team. Solid in terms of, I don't know. They just feel solid. Whenever you see Malk leading the team, they feel really solid.
Whenever you see Pusher feeding, anyways. Any final words with this game before we call it a day?
Yeah, I guess that's enough for the game and for WDC without spoiling anything more. So, yeah, that's it for me. I think I did remember to give the shout out to 9mm.cn. Shout out also to Hobbs, of course, for that hilarious video. Now that we're commentating, you know.
That should be out soon, I hope.
Now that we're commentating that hilarious video on us, we can say a few things about it. Just thanks. It was awesome.
Oh,
the Bollywood scene.
You should somehow splice that into this video. I don't know. But,
the Bollywood scene.
That's hilarious. Yeah. Anyways, we will definitely comment, or not we, but we as in Dota commentaries.
Dota commentaries, yes.
One commentary or another. We'll probably get the final games up to you. It is, of course, Nirvana China is gonna be the final of one, and don't want to spoil who is gonna be the final of the other. But those games are gonna be out eventually, and I hope you guys stay tuned. And I think that's it for me. So Jack, I'll let you take it off and finish.
Thank you, Luminous, and yes, that's about it for me as well. So thank you for watching. Good game, nice game from Nirvana. Poor game from DTS, but as Lumi mentioned over and over, this is definitely not a, bash their skill. They're definitely up there in skill. And so yes, that would be Jack and Lumi signing out.